Look, I think this game went not only the way the Padres wanted it to go, the way the Padres needed it to go when you consider everything the Atlanta Braves went through, right? They played the doubleheader yesterday, then had to fly all the way across the country and face the Friars tonight with a 21-year-old that was drafted 3 years ago out of high school on the mound. San Diego had to have this win, and they came out, they dominated, and they controlled this win, thanks mostly to Michael King, who was the king of the hill tonight with his 12 strikeouts, no earned runs in 7 innings. But when Fernando Tatis Jr. hit that blast 415 feet into the upper deck, it took all the pressure off of this team, and the atmosphere here was just brilliant all night long, like we expected it to be all night long. Now, after the game, we caught up with a couple of the big stars, Kyle Higashioka and Michael King. And remember, those two came over in the Juan Soto trade, and they have now helped them win Wild Card Game 1.
He was incredible. I mean, you know, the playoff atmosphere clearly, juiced him up and got the best out of him. So I was extremely happy with what I saw, and I'm sure he was extremely happy with himself. So to give us seven shutout in the environment like this is great. His bullpen was really, really sharp, so that made me a little worried. You know, usually when his bullpen stinks, he has like the best games. But no, he was locked in, clearly. It was, I think, he rose to the occasion.
I think I dreamed of a perfect game instead of a few hits that I gave up. But I mean, to get up 1-0 in a 3-game series is huge, and that was the goal, and we accomplished that. So we got our horse Joe tomorrow, and I got a lot of confidence in us tomorrow.
And I love what Kyle Higashioka had to say there. He said Michael King's bullpen was sharp, and it scared me. Well, good thing it was sharp, because Michael King was sharp as a razor tonight. And congrats to Michael King. Some people were wondering, hey, why isn't Dylan Cease starting Game 1? Well, Michael emphatically answered that. Tomorrow, Padres will go for the sweep. Padres drafted a guy named Max Fried. Well, he's very good at baseball now, and he's pitching for the Atlanta Braves tomorrow. He will go up against Joe Musgrove, another 5:38 first pitch here from Petco Park. Until then, I'm Jake Ariani. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Jake. And CBS 8's John Howard will have highlights from tonight's game, as well as more reaction from the team coming up in tonight's final quarter. Let's turn now to CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez, live from outside Petco Park, where Padres fans celebrated their team's win tonight. Esmeralda, we checked in with you earlier right after the game ended. We heard the energy, the fans streaming out of Petco. A lot quieter right now, but boy, what a game.
It's a lot quieter, like you said, Marcella, but just a couple hours ago when the game ended and the Padres secured the win, there was crowds of fans leaving the game, and they were just cheering in excitement. It was energy that was consistent throughout the evening. Tonight's Petco Park was filled with San Diego Padres and Atlanta Braves fans for Game 1 in the Wild Card Series.
I've heard stories about what it was like in '84. I've heard stories about what it was like in '98. I'm excited to be here in 2024 and to be able to experience it for myself.
A special moment many families came to experience together and see their team play.
He's named Trevor after Trevor Hoffman.
Father and son Marcos and Trevor Garcia were among the crowd of Padres fans at the ballpark, hoping for their team to score a win.
Oh, Padres! Special. Anytime at the game with my boy, it's always a good time.
Although it's a home game for the San Diego Padres, plenty of Braves fans were also at the park supporting their team.
Yeah, I grew up a Braves fan, but I've been to so many Padres games now that it's a coin toss. But tonight I want to see the Braves win.
Richard Hunt lives in San Diego. He tells me that since he was old enough to understand the game, he's been a Braves fan, though he supports the Padres when he's home and when they're not playing the Braves.
Absolutely amazing, especially being the Braves barely made it into the playoffs. It's even more special.
Now we can expect that same energy tomorrow for Game 2, as it will determine if there will be a third game. Back to you.
Thanks so much.